Love is the most powerful force ever placed within the human heart, a force capable of healing wounds that time alone cannot touch, and restoring hope where disappointment once lived. Because love is not simply an emotion that rises and falls with their circumstances, but a conscious decision to care deeply, to remain present, and to choose compassion even when it would be easier to withdraw. And in a world that often teaches people to protect themselves by building emotional walls, love invites us to be brave enough to open our hearts, understanding that vulnerability is not weakness but strength, because without vulnerability, connection cannot exist. And without connection, life becomes an empty pursuit of survival rather than a meaningful journey of purpose and belonging. And love reminds us that we were never created to walk alone, but to share burdens, joys, fears, and dreams with others. Knowing that shared pain is lighter and shared joy is richer, love begins within, because love thrives in honesty, because without truth, trust cannot survive, and without trust, love becomes fragile and uncertain. And honesty is not always comfortable, but silence creates distance, misunderstanding, and emotional isolation, while truth invites clarity, connection, and growth, and love encourages vulnerability, not to expose weakness, but to deepen intimacy. Because when hearts feel safe enough to be real, relationships move beyond surface connection into something meaningful and enduring, and vulnerability allows us to be seen as we truly are, not as we pretend to be. And love that is rooted in honesty creates a safe space where fears, dreams, insecurities, and hopes can be shared without fear of judgment, rejection, or ridicule. Love respects boundaries, understanding that healthy limits protect emotional well-being and preserve peace. And boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out, but guidelines that define respect, safety, and balance. And setting boundaries is love evolves as people grow, because growth is inevitable, and love that refuses to adapt becomes stagnant. But love that embraces change remains alive, meaningful, and relevant, understanding that people change through experiences, seasons, challenges, and self-discovery, and love that grows allows room for transformation without fear, celebrating progress rather than resisting it. And love understands that growth does not mean drifting apart, but expanding together, learning new ways to connect, communicate, and support one another through life's transitions.